How's it going, everybody? This is John Hester at Hester's Motorsports here in Raton, New Mexico, bringing you another one of our Hester editions that we just completed up and will be on our floor and ready to sell. Unless this title says sold at the top bar, then this machine is still for sale. You can see the link of it to our website in the descriptions below, along with the list of parts, everything that we've done to it. So what we have here is we took our last 2018 that I could get my hands on, and in the beautiful plasma blue metallic paint job on the Teryx 4 LE, and of course, you know, just gave it a well-rounded, nice package, setting everything up. So let's get right to it here. So obviously you can tell this thing is quite a bit bigger and beefier and just better in every way. What we did is we started out with, we have Super ATV's arched A-arms, so you have that nice, very, very large, usable ground clearance all the way across the vehicle. This B over here approves as well, checking it out. And then we did Bandit UTV suspensions. This is a Performance 2.0 shock from Bandit UTV's suspension. This is a longer shock, so it gives us a vertical lift without a lift kit. It has a longer stroke on the shock, which yields us more suspension travel. So the shock package is a lot better than the stock factory Fox shocks as far as valving and spring rates and all that other stuff. Plus this one has rebound tunability, where the Fox shocks do not have a rebound capability built into them from the factory. So you have a shock that you can kind of play with and, you know, get it set up a little bit. And it is a progressive rate spring on the front and a dual rate spring on the rear. I'll show that when I get to the rear. So the progressive rate spring is, it gives it a little bit stiffer, but as it compresses, it gets stiffer, stiffer, stiffer. So it can handle the weight and loads and hits better than the factory. Really nice suspension package, very, very good value for money. This setup here, you know, changing it to the arms, tires, all this other stuff, it really, really amplifies the capability of the Teryx. Gives it a much, much smoother ride. There's no comparison in the smoothness, the plushness of the ride before and after. There's no comparison. You can't even, you drive this and you drive a stock Teryx, and the stock Teryx feels just rough and harsh. You know, just the valving is wrong from the factory. So it's one of the reasons why we do the stuff we do. We are trying out a Super ATV 4,500 pound winch on this machine. So we got a very, very big, powerful winch with a synthetic rope. Basically, we really had to stuff it in there. Anybody else that's ever tried to stuff one of these 4,500s onto a Teryx, you've come across what we've had to deal with, and we actually had to rebend part of the bumper to get it to fit around the motor because it's much larger than most winches. So really nice setup, very powerful, and it has a wireless controller on it. And it normally, you know, does not come with a controller for the inside because you got the wireless, but we are putting a toggle switch on the dash to be able to control it. You know, a really nice in-dash toggle switch, very professional looking. Then we went with 30-inch Motoclaw tires, one of my absolute favorites. You got a very good amount of traction here, so it's still really good in the mud and snow. Awesome in the rocks, loads of sidewall blocking. Get you grip, be able to pull you out of a rut really easy. And it's an 8-ply radial DOT approved tire. Really awesome. This suspension setup and the 30-inch tires, the 30-10-14s, yields us 15 inches of ground clearance all the way through the chassis. It's straight through. We have EMPs, full glass windshield on here with the manual windshield wiper. And here's one of the other badasseries. We have Audioformz Level 1 top. So the Audioformz Level 1 top, you got the LED lights up here and a really, really nice sounding sound system. Got the head unit right there. You've got dome lights here. You got the lights in the front. You got lights in the back over here. There's the LED up there. Awesome setup. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's, whoever sits in the back seats, those are firing in your face. 6.5 inch speakers there with tweeters, and it's got some good bass tone to it too. I mean, you can feel, it's actually, feel it rocking in the floorboards under your feet. You can feel it shaking. So it's, even though it doesn't have subwoofers, it's got a really, really good sound. Very clean, very clear, very loud. Awesome setup. And then here's the rear on the, you can see just that massive usable ground clearance all the way across there. Get up over rocks. You don't have to be so precise to get it just under the middle of the chassis. You got all this big gaping maw of ground clearance. 15 inches of vertical height right here. Drive over a 5-gallon bucket with some room to spare. Then, like I said, these are the dual rates. So here's your separator. You got one spring rate up here that's softer than the main spring rate down here. So as you're going through the small chop and just going jit, this one is softer and plusher to give it a smoother ride over average trail riding. And then you have your stiffer spring to be able to handle harder hits and stuff like that. And like I said, these we gain not just a vertical lift because the shock itself is longer than factory. It has a longer shock stroke, which gives you more travel at the wheel. So we're gaining about 2.5 inches of suspension travel over stock on this vehicle. We have 2-inch wheel spacers on each side, so that way we stance it out, bring the wheels just out past the body, increasing the stability, because the arched arms, they move the wheel forward 1.5 inches and the rear tire back 1.5 inches. So we increase the wheelbase by 3 inches, giving us a 90-degree approach angle. I mean, you can see that the tires are actually in front of the bumper. And then a very, very sharp departure angle of about 70 degrees. So you can drop off a, very, very steep angle like that. Now, of course, we got, this machine here. So far we just have 1 mile on it right now because, we drove it up and down the road, make sure the suspension and everything is all set up. There's the manual windshield wiper, works really well. It's simple, it's easy, nothing to go wrong. The head unit, can't really do it with that hand. There we go. So you got a nice Sony sound system here. Like I said, this is your main power switch. This is the dome lights right here. And you got your front lights, rear lights right there. This is all marine grade quality stuff. The Audioformz speakers. They did a really nice job on that. Very impressed with it. And this whole package, we got a really nice setup package. Beautiful machine, beautiful paint job. You got the quad LED lights and the lights up top there. Very, very nice top. Great ground clearance, great all-around package. And this machine, as it sits, including the current Kawasaki rebates, as of right now, fall of 2018, we have this machine listed. It'll be on our website for $20,999 out the door. That's out the door. $21,000 out the door. Completely built. We also have upgraded bushings in the A-arms, so we get rid of all the stock, let's be honest, terrible bushings. Go with a really nice high-grade Brute Performance bushing kit in there. And we also have, to compensate for the 30-inch tires and making this an awesome rock crawler with a lot more aggressive acceleration, we have V-Force John Stage 2 clutch kit already installed. So this is a ready to go, ready to rock, pre-built, turnkey vehicle. Pretty awesome. Beautiful, looks so much better, rides so much better, rock crawls so much better. It's more stable. It's got a lot more stability than stock. But the ride, oh God, the ride is just... You ever ride a 1987 Yamaha Big Bear 350 4x4 ATV, and then you hop on a brand new 2018 Brute Force 750, that's the difference in ride. You go from stiff and harsh suspension to very, very plush, smooth, and we more than double the articulation. So we can just twist this thing out and the machine stays really, really flat with lots of articulation. We can lift one of these tires off the ground 22 inches off of the ground before the other 3 tires are still touching on the ground. That's way more than double a stock Teryx with the stock Fox shocks. So give us a call. Our number here is 575-445-3558. We custom build vehicles to everybody's specifications. We work with you and custom build whatever you could possibly dream. And you know, we custom build all major manufacturers. We do, you know, Polaris, Can-Am, Yamaha, Honda, whatever you could dream of. We do lots of suspension upgrades on, you know, Yamaha Vikings. Get rid of those terrible shocks. Go with some nice shocks on those. Honda Pioneers, get rid of that terrible garbage ride and put some nice plush ride on a Honda Pioneer. Makes a big difference. So the biggest question is, what can we build for you today? Give us a call. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. We really appreciate you.